Hey everybody, it's just Steph, and I am back today, and I want to talk to you about toxic relationships. So, we all have people in our lives that just energy suck us, and they wreak havoc. Some are pains, some they just won't go away, but they're like pebbles in our shoe, and we have to figure out how to deal with them. And in my membership community, JS members only, I will be handling all of these topics and more. So I wanted to give you a little bit of information. I think that I'm going to backtrack a little because there's a way that you can start to recognize toxic people in your life. And here's the thing. What happens is when we're desensitized to it, it's normal for us. We think that this is the way things are supposed to be. And I remember back in 2010, I had a friend of mine who was staying at my house, and she said to me, that's abuse. That's contempt. That's abuse. And I remember thinking, oh, she's crazy. She's it's exaggerating. She's exaggerating. And it took years, a few years for me to realize that what she was saying was true. And it's because I was desensitized to the way I was being treated. And us, we just think it's normal. And it happens with our kids. It happens with our parents. It happens with our partners. And it happens sometimes with friends. And I've had to have some friend breakups because I said, oh my gosh, why am I scared of my girlfriend? It's supposed to be fun. And so, you just want to make some decisions, but I want to teach you how to get sensitive to that treatment. So I'm going to share my screen, and I got to put on my glasses because I can't see. Hang tight. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. So, and some people, you have to say your name because your name doesn't come through. So say hi with your name so that I know who you are. So I can be nice and call you by name. Okay. So I'm going to share this. Okay, so this is self-care. And if we engage in extreme self-care and we start to take care of ourselves, you will start to be sensitive to the people around you and sensitive to negativity. Because what happens is when you start to take care of yourself the way that you're supposed to, if you're loving yourself the way you're supposed to, if you are your own best friend, like you're supposed to, then you will start to see that there will be people around you that are not treating you properly. And mostly that's because that's what we're used to. And also we're not treating ourselves well enough. So that's what we're calling into our worlds. So self-care, if you want to engage in self-care, it's, for proper recharging, you need to know your value, understand your gifts, listen to your body. And this is important because your body will actually physically respond to your emotions. So when you, and here's the scary part about your physical well-being. If you ignore your emotional well-being long enough, your body will end up with chronic illnesses. And that's a proven fact. Whether it's, it could be even just reflux or stomach issues. And I remember when I was in couples counseling when I was married, and the therapist, who I really respect and liked, he said, somebody like her, meaning me, would end up with stomach cancer because of all the stress that I was under and everything that I was burying within. So luckily that's over. But, and I was able to release that. So you want to listen to your body. And if you get sensitive to your body and really tune in, you will be able to identify very quickly when you're not feeling your best, and you will be able to remedy that with different things, whatever you need, whether it's rest, whether it's to go for a run, whether it's to go to the gym and burn off some steam. You'll be able to understand that, but you have to get to know yourself. So this is what this is all about: knowing yourself, understanding yourself, and taking care of yourself like your best friend. And of course, you want to respect your boundaries. Some of you don't have any boundaries at all. You just let people run. They run you over, then they look back and they back up and finish the job. That's what's going on. And they will walk all over you. You're the doormat. You're the family doormat. You're the doormat at work. You're the yes man. Yes, I will take care of you, and you and all your 5 kids, and it doesn't matter that what I have going on here. You're the yes person. So in order to engage in extreme self-care, sometimes you have to say no. In fact, a lot of times you have to say no. You have to know that you have to know when something doesn't work for you. This isn't going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. And the last one is to roll with your life circumstances. Don't swim upstream. Flow. Get on the float. And you don't want to be swimming upstream. It doesn't have to be that difficult. So self-care is not selfish, it's self-respect. And self-care is equal to balance. So you want to balance the 4 areas of the human person: physical, and that's with your health, your body image, and your sleep. This is about going to the doctor, going to the dentist, all of that. It's your diet, it's exercise, it's the way you take care of your body. Emotional, it has to do with your love relationships, toxic or negative people, which this is what we're talking about, family, friends, social activities, leisure. And of course, it's, things like depression, when you're dwelling on past events. When you're looking backwards, it's depression. When you're worried about what's going to happen, that's anxiety. And present stresses like, money, home, etc. And then it's spiritual. That's your community involvement, universal connection, aligned with my purpose, aligned with your higher self. And intellectually, your job, school, educational advancement, reading good books, intellectual conversation. Stop the gossip. It's not good for you. It tears you down just as much as it does the people that you're talking about. And attending conferences and workshops and things like that. Self-care means taking the time to listen to what your body and mind are telling you they need. Self-care is about being deliberate in taking time for yourself, for the betterment of your mind, body, and soul. Self-care is not about being selfish. It is about replenishing and refreshing your spirit in different ways. You cannot give from an empty cup, or you shouldn't give from an empty cup. And I pulled up these little memes today about toxic people. And this is just a tweet. It says, I think it's a tweet or it's a post. This therapist just said, it's not that you're attracting toxic people. Toxic people aren't picky. They go to everyone. You letting them stay is the issue that needs to be worked on. And this makes so much sense than that you're broken. That's why you're attracting broken people. So yes, this is true, but I think broken people will keep them in their life. It's not so much about the attracting, they'll keep them. And what actually is self-care? It's spending time with people who make you feel your best. That's the people that be careful about be careful with whom you share your leisure time. That leisure time is your time to recharge. And when you're with toxic people or engaging in activities that don't serve your higher good, you are actually draining yourself. When you come back from a vacation, you go, I need a vacation from the vacation. Well, that really wasn't a vacation. You should be resting and recharging. And it's the same thing with the weekend. I mean, sometimes I get up on Monday and I'm dead because the weekend has been so filled with activities. And that's not really, what it's meant for. Practice gratitude, be thankful, cut out the toxic stuff, and have a change of environment. 8 toxic people you should get rid of. And so basically, when it comes to self-care, one of the things you can do for self-care is cut out the toxic people and the toxic stuff. I mean, it's even the toxic food or drinks or whatever you're doing that's toxic to your body and to your spirit. And that includes gossip, because that's toxic as well. But with regards to toxic people, these are the kinds of people who are toxic, those who spread negativity. You ever been around someone who's just constantly negative? That's draining. It's just, and you know what? You don't recognize it until you start to change your own thinking. You just think it's normal, but it's not. And you start to realize, oh my gosh, I complain too much, or people complain too much, or this person is so negative. Those who criticize you all the time. So people who are critical, they don't belong in your world at all. You want people who care about you enough to be honest, to call you out on your bullshit, but they will also, but they're doing this out of love, and they are looking to encourage and uplift you. Don't stand by people who are always critical. It's not nice. You wouldn't want to be talking negatively about people right to their face. It's terrible. And not behind their back either. So those who waste your time, those are the energy suckers. Those who are jealous. Jealousy, I've talked about jealousy. It's terrible. It's awful. Those who play the victim, you know who they are. And sometimes we all play the victim, don't we? Those who don't care. Those who are self-centered. Those who keep disappointing you. And I love this one because, and I'm going to move into this in a second, in terms of who you should keep in your life if they're toxic. You don't ever have to feel guilty about removing toxic people from your life. It doesn't matter whether someone is a relative, romantic interest, employer, childhood friend, or a new acquaintance. You don't have to make room for people who cause you pain or make you feel small. It's one thing if a person owns up to their behavior and makes an effort to change. But if a person disregards your feelings, ignores your boundaries, and continues to treat you in a harmful way, they need to go. So, hi, Kim. I'll say hi, Susan. I'm glad you guys are here. So anyway, as far as the toxic people, I asked this question of Sven this morning. It was this morning when I interviewed him on the Just Steph show, and he is the badass counselor. And I knew the answer intuitively, but I wanted to ask him and see if he and I were on the same wavelength, and we were on most everything that we talked about together. We were on the same page. And I asked him about toxic people that you have to keep in your life. So we just read that you can walk away from family members, and this is true, especially if they're not children. So if they're adults and you need to, walk away from them, even if they're your children or your parents, that is something that you can take into consideration. However, if there are people in your life that you must keep, in your world, even though that they're toxic. This is what Sven was saying. You're not obligated to answer texts and calls immediately or at all. And we, you sometimes need permission to just say, I don't need to answer this. I'll just wait till I'm ready to deal with it. And you can think about it. If this is when your emotions get in check, you're not so riled up, and you can wait. Or maybe you don't have to answer them at all. You just ignore them. I heard Judge Anthony on TikTok. He said when an abusive person or a narcissist or a toxic person accuses you of something, you can just say, that's not true. Don't engage with them. That's not true. That's one way to stifle them. So if you have somebody in your life that's doing that, you can say, that's not true. And the second thing you can do is change your geography. You can actually get away from the person physically, move, change jobs, actually leave your house, do what you have to do to remain healthy. And that's the information I have for you. If you have any questions, let me just see what we have in the chat. Okay. Wow. Susan, Holy Toledo, it's like you can read into my life. Hey, that's my job. I'm an intuitive. That's what I do, honey. So, and everyone's just saying hi, but I'm glad you guys are all here. So I'm really hoping that you'll join my membership. One thing I want to tell you is this is a special bonus. If you join the membership this week, you will have access to all of the months of the content back to when I started back in August 2020. So yes, you'll be paying for this month, but you will have, I don't know, what is it, 6 or 8 months behind us. So you'll have all of that plus what we have going forward. So you definitely want to join this week. And so you can have all of that at your fingertips. And I'm here for you if you want to ask me any questions. Or if you can send me an email at steph@juststeph.com, and I'll answer all your questions. You can message me on Facebook or any of the other social media. I'd be happy to answer anything. I respond to everything, and I will answer anything, and we can get in a little call if you need a call, and we can talk about what will work for you. So definitely get in, click this link for more information on JS members only. It's on my website. This is all the information you need. And it also on this page will tell you whether, if this is for you, if this is going on, or this isn't for you, if, you're totally happy with your life and you're okay. Now, remember, this membership is a gym membership for your soul. This is for you to get on track towards the best version of yourself. I will be, I have it all set up for you, and so much information is there and all the content is there, but I am willing to make adjustments and add information if you need it. I'm totally open to all that, and I definitely want more discussion and have you in there and adding to the members that are already there. So I want you there, and I hope you will join. And this is the way I say it, if you can't get help with me, get help somewhere. So, you definitely want to get on that road towards the best version of yourself. And that's all I have for you today. So I will be back tomorrow at same time, 5 o'clock. So I hope I'll see you then. And don't forget to ask me any questions and take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart, and love always. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. I love you. I do.